these sprocket guards, pair of sprocket rollers, they go down onto the sprockets to hold the film on. But as you can see with this one, there's a fair bit of movement. It's moving away from the teeth, and that's not good. And the reason is that the tab that these are all mounted on here, at the other end there's a slot that should have a screw through it that enables the slot to ride up and down along the screw. Well, that screw's missing, hence the movement. You can just see that tab in there moving about. It shouldn't go from side to side. It's only supposed to go up and down. So, and looking at the other side, that's where that screw belongs. So obviously you have to replace that. This is the intermittent sprocket. As I turn the mechanism, you see why it gets that name. If I keep turning, it's stopping and starting. I'll go again in a moment. There we go. And let's get it stopped. Yeah, there's very little play there, so it should be a pretty steady picture. It's not rocking around in the lock position, which is good news. Now the cross box is in there, in that section in the middle there, and you can see the oiling hole. Now the oiling hole is very big, and in fact I can actually see the pin. Might be able to show you. That's the pin going across the hole there. That's the pin that engages in the slot in the arm of the Maltese cross. Now that oiling hole is too big. If there's oil in there, it's just going to get squirted out. So I've got to have a look at that and have a think and make some kind of cover, I guess, which also means I've got to get this drive wheel off. I'm going to have to remove two pins, that one and also that one on the smaller pulley. They don't seem to be split pins, they don't have a split end, sprung end. They're not roll pins, so they're just pins, I think. Possibly tapered. I guess I just need to try and give them a whack and see if they're going to move after applying some plus gas. Well, a couple of whacks later with my makeshift pin remover, and that one's definitely shifted. But I now need to get a proper pin punch to fully remove it. So I need to buy a set of pin punches because I don't have any. So far, the other one isn't moving. But I'll have another go at that. Perhaps when I've got my real pin punches, might have some more success. This is the framing lever, originally controlled by a rod and a knob on the other side of the case, so controllable from outside. And what it does is it moves this roller beneath the main aperture. More about that later, and I'll find out exactly what's going on there. these black areas inside the pulley groove, surprisingly difficult to shift. Maybe they're ground in rubber or something, but I can't shift them mechanically or chemically very easily, so I think there's some grinding going to go on there now. Starting to clean up on the spindle, and there's a spring arrangement in there so that this roller on the arm is somewhat sprung. So it's now got to be dismantled and cleaned up.